The Magic Book. Once upon a time, there was a little girl named Lila who loved to read books. She had a big collection of books in her room, and she would spend hours reading them every day. She liked all kinds of books, but her favorite ones were the ones that had magic and adventure in them. One day, she went to the library with her mother to borrow some new books. She wandered around the shelves, looking for something interesting to read. She saw a book that caught her eye. It was a big, old book with a leather cover and gold letters. It had no title or author on it, just a picture of a castle and a dragon. Lila picked up the book and opened it. She saw that it had no words inside, only blank pages. She was disappointed and confused. Why would someone put a book like this in the library? She decided to take it to the librarian and ask her about it. She walked to the counter where the librarian was sitting. The librarian was a kind old lady who always helped Lila find good books to read. "Excuse me, miss," Lila said politely. "I found this book on the shelf, but it has no words in it. Do you know anything about it?" The librarian looked at the book and gasped. She took it from Lila's hands and examined it carefully. "Where did you find this?" she asked in a whisper. "On the shelf over there," Lila pointed. The librarian shook her head in disbelief. "This is impossible," she said. "This book shouldn't be here. It's very rare and very dangerous." "Dangerous?" Lila asked, curious and scared. "Why is it dangerous?" The librarian looked around nervously and lowered her voice. "This book is not an ordinary book," she said. "It's a magic book. It can take you to any world you can imagine, but it can also trap you inside forever." Lila's eyes widened in wonder and fear. "A magic book," she repeated. "How does it work?" The librarian sighed and explained. "This book has no words because it's waiting for someone to write them. You see, whoever writes in this book can create their own story and enter it as if it were real. You can write anything you want, and the book will make it happen." Lila felt a surge of excitement and curiosity. "That sounds amazing," she said. "Can I try it?" The librarian shook her head firmly. "No, you can't," she said. "It's too dangerous. You don't know what could happen if you write something wrong or something bad. You could end up in a nightmare or worse." She closed the book and put it under the counter. "I'm sorry, dear," she said kindly. "But this book is not for you or anyone else. It belongs to a special place where no one can find it or use it." She smiled at Lila and handed her another book. "Here, take this one instead," she said. "It's a very good story about a girl who goes on an adventure with her friends." Lila took the book reluctantly and thanked the librarian. She left the library with her mother, feeling disappointed and curious about the magic book. She couldn't stop thinking about it all day. She wondered what kind of world she could create with it. She wondered what kind of adventure she could have with it. She wondered what kind of story she could write with it. She wanted to try it so badly. That night, when everyone was asleep, she sneaked out of her room and went to the library. She knew where the librarian had hidden the magic book under the counter. She took it out and ran back to her room with it. She locked the door behind her and turned on the light. She opened the book and saw the blank pages waiting for her. She felt a thrill of anticipation and excitement. She grabbed a pen and started writing. Lila wrote, "I want to go to a world where magic is real and I can be a witch." She felt a strange sensation in her body, as if she were being pulled by a force. She looked around and saw that her room was fading away. She saw the book glowing in her hands. She realized that she was entering the story she had written. She felt a mix of fear and excitement. She closed her eyes and let the book take her away. When she opened them again, she found herself in a different place. She was standing in front of a big, old castle. She saw people wearing robes and hats walking around. She saw animals flying in the sky. She smelled herbs and potions in the air. She heard voices chanting spells and incantations. She knew she was in a world of magic. She smiled and felt a surge of joy. She had always dreamed of being a witch. She looked at the book and saw that it had changed. It now had words on the pages, describing the world she had created. She saw that there was a blank page at the end, with a question mark on it. She realized that the book was asking her what she wanted to do next. She thought for a moment and wrote, "I want to go to the castle and learn magic from the best teachers." Lila wrote, "I want to go to the castle and learn magic from the best teachers." She felt another strange sensation in her body, as if she were being lifted by a force. She looked around and saw that she was flying in the air. She saw the book floating next to her. She realized that the book was taking her to the castle. She felt a mix of wonder and nervousness. She had always wanted to learn magic, but she didn't know if she had any talent for it. She hoped she would make some friends and have some fun. She closed her eyes and let the book take her away. When she opened them again, she found herself in a different place. She was standing in a big, crowded hall. She saw people wearing robes and hats of different colors. She saw banners and flags with symbols and names on them. She heard cheers and applause from the crowd. She knew she was in a school of magic. She smiled and felt a surge of curiosity. She had always wondered what it would be like to study magic. She looked at the book and saw that it had changed again. It now had words on the pages, describing the school she had created. She saw that there was a blank page at the end, with a question mark on it. She realized that the book was asking her what she wanted to do next. She thought for a moment and wrote, "I want to find out which house I belong to and meet my classmates."